Welcome back to another episode of Motogp Mac, and today we're going to talk about the sprint race that just happened for the Catalan Grand Prix at the Circuit de Catalunya. Now, Aleix Espargaro won it from Pecco Bagnaia, Maverick Vinales, Brad Binder, Jorge Martin, Miguel Oliveira, Johan Zarco, Marco Bezzecchi, Enea Bastianini, Alex Marquez, Marc Marquez, Luca Marini, Fabio Di Gianantonio, Raul Fernandez, Franco Morbidelli, Jack Miller, Augusto Fernandez, Fabio Quartararo, Iker Lecuona, Taka Nakagami, Joan Mir, and Pol Espargaro retired after running on and then dumping it before hitting the barrier. Now, to talk about the race, it wasn't the most exciting sprint race, but I suppose the battle at the front was quite interesting to see how Pecco and Aleix Espargaro were going to get on. Now, you could definitely see the mid-corner speed advantage from the Aprilia bikes, especially going through turn 3, the really long right-hand corner. They were able to gather 2-3 tenths of a second on Pecco every lap. Eventually, Aleix Espargaro passed Bagnaia into turn 1, which is no mean feat to pass Bagnaia under the brakes, to be very honest. And up next was Maverick Vinales to try and have a go at Pecco. But once Aleix got away past Pecco, he just pulled a pin and he was able to pull a 2-second gap in 4 or 5 laps, which just shows the true pace of the Aprilia. Now, it is the sprint race, and I think tomorrow's race will be a little bit different, but definitely, Aleix was able to run the lines he wanted to run behind Pecco, and definitely when he got out in front, he just pulled a pin and used how would I suppose the Aprilia's strengths to pull away from the Ducati. Vinales, you could see, while he had the faster bike than Pecco, he just didn't have it on the brakes to get past. Binder had a great start, to be fair, got up there and hung around, showing the class rider that he is. Solid race from Martin. Oliveira slipped back a small bit, and so did Zarco. Didn't really feature, nor did Bezzecchi. Bastianini again, top 10. It's kind of where I expect him to be. Alex Marquez had a good race. Well, okay race. Marc Marquez had a great start, to be fair. I'd say he used an awful lot of tyre at the start, and he slowly went back. I think I did see him at one stage up into 8th place. Marini, who was down a good bit on the grid, had a good enough race to come up to 12th. Fabio Di Gianantonio, definitely went backwards slightly. Rumour has it that he's already been told that his services are no longer required for next year. Solid race from Raul Fernandez. Good race from Franco Morbidelli. Definitely beating his teammate, which definitely we'll talk about in a minute. Jack Miller got hit with Alex Marquez in the turn 1. He made a good enough start. He was actually level with Alex Marquez and Brad Binder at the start of the race, but was pushed wide and was down to 20 seconds. So good enough recovery ride for the sprint race for him. Augusto Fernandez again didn't outshine, but saying that, he did finish ahead of Fabio Quartararo, who is a world champion, and Joan Mir. Speaking of Fabio Quartararo, I think he was wearing the right costume for the state of affairs that Yamaha is in, and that is a joke. What you say about Yamaha, they're so far behind now. They're now in a critical position as with Honda, in my genuine view. It was that at least they had corner speed and this, that and the other, but they were absolutely getting destroyed down the straight, in the corners. Fabio, world champion, one of the aliens, finishing 18th. Solid race from Iker Lecuona, and I say that, I know he finished 19th, but he finished ahead of Taka Nakagami and Joan Mir. Definitely showing his potential. Although I now do believe that Nakagami is safe in the LCR team for next year. So really the big question is what's next for Lecuona? Well, it's either if Marc Marquez or Mir leave, I think he'll definitely get a Repsol Honda ride, if I'm very, very honest. But overall, I thought the sprint race was quite good. It wasn't too dull. There was a good couple of battles throughout the field, especially around Marc Marquez, and that there was definitely some passes going on. Good passes at the front. You could see Maverick was trying his hardest, but he just couldn't Get Pecco on the brakes. So it was definitely a good one. Rider of the day has to be Aleix Espargaro. Is he going to be the race winner tomorrow? That I'm not sure of with the length of the race, but I probably wouldn't bet against him. I do think it's maybe going to be an Aleix Espargaro race. All depends how they get off the line in tomorrow's race. Maverick got a flyer today. Pecco was very good, so definitely be interesting. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What did you think of today's sprint race, and who is your race winner for tomorrow? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.